On Sunday, the 18th of June, 2023, OceanGate Titan began its planned trip to the Titanic wreckage with 5 people on board. Here we have the unauthorized transcript of the Titan's last hours before it imploded.
7:52, Polar Prince, clear for descent, enjoy the ride.
7:54, Titan, descending now. 7:58, Titan, launch sequence complete, ready.
8 o'clock, Polar Prince, all clear.
8:01, Titan, proceeding.
8:03, Polar Prince, enjoy the dive, gentlemen. 8:19, Polar Prince, you're 15 minutes into the dive, current depth systems check please.
8:21, Titan, systems check complete, all in order. All lights are green. We are 756, proceeding.
8:22, Polar Prince, thank you, proceed. 8:34, Polar Prince, 30 minutes in, update please.
8:34, Titan, all systems are functioning normally. We're in good shape. Continuing our descent as planned.
8:36, Polar Prince, superb, proceed. 8:49, Polar Prince, over 45-minute mark. Current depth? Confirm status.
8:51, Titan, depth at 1934. All systems stable and descent continuing as planned. Happy crew.
8:52, Polar Prince, excellent. 9:01, Polar Prince, you're at the hour mark.
9:02, Titan, all is smooth sailing here.
9:15, Polar Prince, you are at 75 minutes, depth? Status? Do you need to adjust velocity?
9:17, Titan, all under control. At 2,960. No adjustments needed. We're enjoying the ride.
9:19, Polar Prince, understood.
9:28, Titan, we're noting an alarm from the RTM. 9:28, Titan, reducing velocity descent depth 3,433.
9:28, Polar Prince, understood. Do you need to ascend?
9:30, Titan, no change with thrust, the rate of descent is increasing, at 35, going to release the ballast now. Stand by.
9:30, Polar Prince, yes, agree, release the ballast.
9:32, Titan, no improvement, preparing to jettison the frame.
9:33, Polar Prince, affirmative, update when able, RTM indicator status.
9:35, Titan, frame jettisoned, multiple attempts needed, but starting the ascent now.
9:36, Polar Prince, multiple attempts, what is your status, RTM indicators, depth. 9:37, Polar Prince, update please when able.
9:38, Titan, crackling sound at aft.
9:38, Polar Prince, can you identify source, RTM indicator status?
9:40, Titan, neg.
9:40, Polar Prince, RTM status?
9:42, Titan, trying to run diagnostics, ascending now, but very slow, sounds have subsided, global RTM alert active, all red.
9:42, Polar Prince, understood. Any codes, depth, ascent rate. 9:43, Polar Prince, updates when able please.
9:42, Titan, slow ascent in progress, quarter predicted, unclear why, rate is small, no indicator, at 3476. Aiming for the surface.
9:44, Polar Prince, we are talking it over with the engineer, stand by. 9:45, Polar Prince, depth and status please, what's the wattage on upwards thrust?
9:46, Titan, reading red on the A power bus, I switched to B, at 3457 m, more sounds aft.
9:47, Polar Prince, understood, continue ascent, talking to Carlos about power bus situation right now, stand by. 9:48, Polar Prince, we are activating recovery procedures, Carlos is requesting wattage output from bus B, status update please, velocity of ascent? 9:50, Polar Prince, we're not receiving you, update please. 9:51, Polar Prince, status and depth report. 9:53, Polar Prince, we need you to respond with status and depth. Carlos is requesting wattage update on thrusters. 9:55, Polar Prince, we are unable to read you. We are moving to recovery coordinates. Report if you read. 9:57, Polar Prince, please respond if you're able.
If this transcript is accurate, and this is exactly what happened to the Titan sub, we can see why the exploration of the Titanic soon became a tragedy. So we can see from the timestamp at 8:21 a.m. The Titan was at 756 meters, which calculates that they were going 36 meters per minute. Now, we can already note that they are traveling too fast. As according to their website, it was supposed to take 2 hours to descend down to the Titanic, which calculates at a rate of 31.66 meters per minute. Then we can see at 9:17 a.m. They advise that everything is under control, and they at 29:60. It has been 56 minutes since they last advised their depth, and this time we have calculated that they were going an average rate of 39.35 meters per minute. So we can see here that they are definitely getting quicker the deeper that they dive. Now, if we compare this to the rate they are supposed to be traveling at being 31.66 meters per minute, they are almost traveling an extra 10 meters per minute. This is clearly putting too much stress on the carbon fiber and titanium. As we can see here at 9:28 a.m., the Titan was noting an alarm from the RTM system. The Titan advised they are only now reducing velocity, and their depth was 3,433. So since they last advised their depth, they had traveled 11 minutes at 43 meters per minute. So again, they are getting quicker still. At 9:43 a.m. they have slowly started to ascend, but they are a depth of 3,476, so it's taken them 15 minutes to drop 43 meters. This calculated them traveling at 2.86 meters per minute. So clearly here you can see it has taken them 15 minutes to slow down the Titan and begin to surface. Now they are on the rise. It is 9:46 a.m. and that the main power source has malfunctioned, and they switch to the backup. So clearly the stress on the materials from the pressure has taken hit on the Titan, because it has taken them 3 minutes to rise 19 meters. As this was the last time the Titan checked in, we can estimate that the Titan imploded at around 9:47 a.m., and just looking over this diagram, we can clearly see that the carbon fiber and titanium materials were not strong enough to descend to a depth of 3,476. We can also see that the crew were in panic mode for about 19 minutes. If the Titan didn't malfunction then diving at this speed, it only would have taken them 1 hour and 37 minutes to reach the Titanic. This is 23 minutes quicker than they estimated. Clearly this rate was too fast for the Titan to handle, which unfortunately cost 5 lives.